All right, YouTubers. As you can see, I've got my screen on this. I have my full screen on this screencast, and I'm looking at Anchor website. The reason I want to point this out to people, this might be of interest for a few people that watch my videos. It's basically a way to set up. It's a cheap way to start a webcast. It may not be the best way, but for someone who's just starting out, this may be a way to earn a few bucks, but mostly it's a way to learn how to podcast, and you could switch to another network. And this one actually does pay you if you actually do have people watch your podcast. Anyways, there's some featured easy to use creation tools, hosting and distribution. That is important, which I won't go into here. Straightforward analytics, and you get paid to podcast. Now, I can't remember where it is on their website, but on their website, if you look around it, by the way, I just want to point out anyone can sign up. So anyone can do this. I would just say this is the kind of thing that would take you 6 months to 2 years to build up an income, unless, let me just qualify that, unless you already have like a forum, a YouTube website, or some kind of forum you created on Facebook, where you have hundreds or thousands of people who are on that forum actively using it. But let's just say a couple hundred. Or let's say you have a YouTube channel. When I say YouTube, I mean you're using your YouTube channel as a sales funnel. I won't get into the sales funnel aspect of it, but if you have a YouTube channel with thousands of subscribers, this may help you earn income, not real fast, but slowly over time. Why is that important? Well, if you start a podcast and you don't have a lot of people, you're not going to get paid a lot. But on this site, in this website, they will actually pay you about, I think it's $15 per 1,000 views, or per 1,000 people who watch a commercial. You can put a commercial or an advertisement at the beginning of the podcast, the middle, and the end, I think. But if you just had one commercial at the very beginning of the website, and if you had 1,000 people watch it, that's $15. Here's another interesting thing. Let's say you don't get 1,000 people, understand that, but let's say you get a couple hundred people over a couple months. They let you build up that money that you earned, and you can eventually cash out when it reaches a large enough amount. And that's another important thing. It's kind of like the way AdSense used to be. Now, I'm mentioning AdSense. The reason I'm mentioning AdSense, if you're a fairly successful YouTuber and you have AdSense, you can just go on to your favorite YouTuber, and sometimes they'll talk about the analytics and how much they're earning. They're not really earning that much money from AdSense. Now, if you look at 80-20, there's the 20%, and then there's 20% and 20%, which would be the 4%. Basically 4%, 5% on AdSense. People on YouTube who use AdSense to monetize their site, they're making a lot of money. Everyone else is not really making that much money. In fact, you'll see people who have monetizations are making $50 or $100, $200 or $300, and they're making that kind of money with a lot of views. I won't say 10,000, 100,000, but a lot of views, and that kind of like those kinds of numbers. When you look and compare apples to apples on Anchor with $15 per 1,000 views, you're actually getting more money than AdSense. This is why I pointed out to my subscribers. So like if you're willing to build up an audience over a long period of time, this is a possible way for you to earn some income. And if you're willing to really work hard and put a podcast on every day or once a week, I mean, I know there's different ideas on what you should do, but if you have a podcast once or twice a week, and if you can create some interest, if you have a unique outlook or a unique way of looking at the world, you can still build up an audience. Now, there is a lot of competition. I totally realize that. But if you have like a sales funnel like YouTube or Facebook, and you have like a forum, and you have a way to get people into your forum and communicate and talk, and you can actually promote your podcast in that forum, and you can pick off a few people, once a week, once a month, whatever. And then keeping and retaining them is going to be the hard part. But you have to have a way to funnel people into your podcast. And one way, without paid advertising, would be to start your own YouTube site or your own YouTube channel and use it as a sales funnel, or start your own Facebook. I'm only mentioning Facebook and YouTube because that's what I know. I'm not saying they're the best. I'm just saying there's a certain kind of audience on like Facebook. Those are like your baby boomers. And YouTube, I'm not sure what the demographics are for YouTube, but the younger generations are going to be on like Pinterest and what's that other one? that one photo one. I forget what it is, but a lot of people are on there. I just can't remember the name of it. But if you're willing to set up social media sites and figure out ways to get people on like a forum on YouTube, or a forum on Facebook, that's a good way to promote a podcast. It's the same with YouTube. If you get a lot of people signed up and following you on your channel on YouTube, you can use that as, depending on how you position yourself on YouTube, and again, depending on how you position yourself on Anchor, you can use that as a sales funnel to get people to watch your podcast. And if you get your numbers up to you need to get up to hundreds to thousands of people to make some money on this. And I'm not claiming you specifically can make a full-time income, but you might make enough part-time income from it that you can, pay your rent. And then for people who have a popular YouTube channel or a popular Facebook page, you could probably monetize that pretty fast with Anchor. It may not be the best way, though. If you have a large audience, Anchor may not be the best way. I'll just say that. This is more for people starting out, and they'll accept anyone right now. I don't know how long that'll last. I don't, know how this is all going to develop in the future, but from my prior YouTube videos, as government shut down traditional ways of earning income, all of us it'd be cool for us to consider using our creative talents to earn income, either a part-time or a full-time income from something online or offline, where we can get money deposited into our bank account or some way deposited to us that we can use anywhere we live in the world. So I just want to, make that for my viewers. Just there's this they're not new, but they're new to me. I'm just learning about them. There's this new place called Anchor. You can set up an account here. You're going to have to learn how to. You have to learn how to do all this. It's not that hard. You're going to have to learn how to make I forget what you call it, but record your voice and as a file and upload it to them. You're going to have to figure that out. That's not really that hard, though. And you're going to have to get a mic. You can use everything on your computer and all that, but it's not the best mic. But I mean, as you earn money or as you have money from your day job come in, you could buy like $100, $200 mic. Somewhere between $150 and $200 is a pretty good mic. And then you can also get not an equalizer, but like a mixer and stuff and all that. But you don't need that starting out. Those things can cost up to $1,000. Well, all those things can come up to $500,000, but you can get started for under $500 or $1,000 pretty easy. But you can get started for free if you want. And you also have to keep in mind, if you start for free or for not that much money, it's just cheap mic and your laptop, and then just an audio file to upload here. It may not be the best, and as you look at fairly successful podcasters, you can actually go back into their old podcasts and see how they start out with not the best mic and not the best equipment or the best studio even. In fact, as you earn more money, you want to make a good studio that's soundproof so you can't hear the dogs barking, or people honking the horn like you could probably hear right now where I'm at. Anyways, but this is like something you can do over a long period of time. You can build it up. And if you're learning skills, if you're learning sales and you're learning how to create a sales funnel, you can position yourself to create a podcast, or you could go in with a business partner or partner and kind of do it that way too. If you want to do a few things, share a few of the opportunities that this might create. But anyways, I'm just uploading this for people who might be interested in starting a podcast and how they can, not Anchor, but how they can use their YouTube site that they already have, or channel in their Facebook if they have a lot of followers and people like that, how they could promote their podcast there. But you're going to have something interesting to talk about. You're going to have an interesting way of looking at the world, maybe even an interesting voice. But if you have an interesting way of looking at the world and you can attract people to what you're doing, you can create excitement with what you're talking about, you could really use Anchor to monetize part of it. There's other ways you can monetize a podcast, which I won't go into here, but if you can actually do that, you can learn to do that. This is a way you could earn a part-time income and pay like your rent, or earn a full-time income if that's your goal in life. But since it's a good way to earn a part-time income, I just want to mention it to some of my people who follow me on YouTube. Anyways, that's it. I'm going to sign off and upload this. Like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment, please. Thank you.